Welcome to Landslide Podcast, bright Tuesday morning, and everyone in the studio, it has bright as well. We're happy to have Alhaji back in the studio, smiling so brightly.
Yeah.
Welcome, Alhaji.
Thank you very much. Good to be back.
Yes.
Good to see you too.
And Philip is looking Philip. This one is not trekking this morning. All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Now, a lot of happenings in our political space, and every day keeps unwinding the quarrel or the supposed disagreement between the vice president and the president. Doesn't look as if it was told. From what we can see, the president said that the choice of him making Shettima as a vice president, he has no single regret. I think this put paid to all speculations and whatever it is that has been hitting up the APC in the Villa and in the Northeast as well. Well, that's that. We wish the Vice President a happy, joyous, beautiful birthday. But also, PDP looks to be getting so much organized the way they are going. As we speak right now, they are inaugurating the committee that will make sure the convention goes well in Ibadan. This is the first time they've done things like this in recent time. It looks like as if shape is coming back to the People's Democratic Party. But one person that is now crying, sort of, he cried about Jonathan, now he's crying about Obi. You know, he said that if you take Obi in as your candidate, that may just destroy PDP. I wonder why he's so concerned. But the Obidient Movement, in their own stride, stood up and said, this man is jealous and is afraid. Philip, do you think Wike is scared? But the way he's beginning to shout, it looks as if he's scared.
You see, if you take your mind back, 90 days back from today, you see it seemed that Wike was in charge of the PDP via his tush. Senator, he has called this, the shot. Whatever that happens in PDP must come from Wike. But it looks as if the thing is slipping out of his hand, and it's clear to him that, man, I'm losing all out. It is not against anybody that Wike is scared the way PDP is moving, wooing the likes of Peter Obi and Jonathan. The truth, the Obidient has said the truth the way it is. Wike is so scared and jealous that if PDP can woo Obi back into their fold, that's the end of Wike PDP. Wike will become irrelevant and insignificant to PDP. And of course, he's kind of person. All he needs to do is to back. I think yesterday we had the media chat again and all of that after he had successfully implement what he did in Rivers State via the local government election. So the Obidient Movement has said the obvious, and it is a good thing that we have people like the Obidient that has stood up to him. It is not Wike all the time with PDP. They had his way to say that Sedaya, who left his seat to go and run for governorship of Imo State, came back and successfully supplanted him as the secretary. But PDP said, no problem, have your way, eat it, but you cannot eat your cake and have it. Now, NEC has bet, NEC has agreed for a convention. And it seemed clear to him that with this convention holding, that is the end of Wike PDP. And a step further, the PDP are taking is to see that they bring people back, like former President Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi, which will be viable candidate, because Wike has said it out with that number that, look, I am supporting Bola Tinubu for 2027, and anybody who is against Tinubu, I am against that person. So it is not clear to him that his plan to put his stooge as a presidential candidate of PDP is not going to work out for him anymore, because if the likes of Obi comes into PDP and becomes the presidential candidate, there is no way he can dictate to the likes of Peter Obi. This is his fears, and that the PDP is slipping out of his hand, and his plan to say that, we in charge of PDP, we can make PDP irrelevant for the 2027 election without having a candidate is already fading. And that's why sometimes when things happen early in life, it's a good sign that God is on your side. You look as if you are losing out, but that will give you plan ahead. What has happened to the PDP is that Wike chose the hands very early, and that gave the PDP founding father the time they do a sober reflection and still they come back, and it appears that comeback is working.
Well, Ghana, you've spoken so well and passionately. They said it is not over until it's over. We thought Wike's foot was on the neck of the PDP as a political party, but all of a sudden, there's a twist. Wike seems to always have his way. Wike really was never concerned with Obi. You know, Wike gave a sermon, let me call it a sermon, after the election of 2023, and said the victorious person in this election is Obi. He's on record, he said so. And now, Wike also know the traction that Obi has. Now, Obi looks to set to come back to PDP. PDP is like moving on without Wike. PDP also are wielding a big stick to deal with Wike. And now, he seems to be afraid. Where does it go from here?
Okay, so a white man once said nothing, and that is to be attributed to Wike. I believe Wike for now should have just swallowed his pride, because he's talked too much. I'm saying this without apology. He talks too much, and he talks recklessly. You know, sometimes I like using the football analogy. If as a good coach, you don't give out your tactics out. You know, the set of people you need to be afraid of are people who don't talk. But when they ask, you can feel it. But Wike is too fast. Every two minutes he's calling media chat, more than even the president of the country. He did that while he was the governor. But now you are the minister, and I don't think there's any minister who have done media chat more than Wike. If one thing happens, if he has headache tomorrow, he will call a media chat, spending millions of naira, because that media chat is live, so it's money. Now, let's come back to the same. For me, Peter Obi should be very grateful to God that he has gotten organic followers that believe in him. Even when he doesn't believe in himself, they believe in him. And these are the people more like calling the shot for him. These young Nigerians, the Obidient, they are not young Nigerians, both old and young. Now, Wike has realized, just like you said, he was the one singing Obi's praise.
Yeah.
When Obi came to Rivers for campaign, he told Obi, I will give you anything. Just anything you want. Tell me. I will support you. During the launching of one of the projects that he launched before he left office, and Obi was there. He saw the crowd that came to welcome Obi were more than even the crowd that came to welcome some of the leaders that were in power at that time. The same weekend now is saying that Obi is like a political prostitute. How you? I listened to him when he was saying you caused the PDP, you abused the PDP, you insulted the PDP. Now you still want to come back. He has seen it. If Obi comes back to PDP, one, apart from losing his relevance, Rivers State, he can't even get anything in Rivers State, because organically Obi has huge followers in Rivers. Now, if Obi comes back to Rivers, that to PDP, it means that his relevance is gone, and that will make. Remember what Nasir El-Rufai said, that the coming election, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu might not even get the third. So now, if you have somebody like Obi in the saddle in PDP, it's a big threat politically. Is going to be affect the president himself, the incumbent, and even the ADC would have to sit up. So Wike has sat down to check, done all the permutation, and he realized that, this is not what I planned. This is not what I told my principal. I have given my principal the word that I would give you 2027. Either through Rivers or Abuja. But now with the coming of Obi back to PDP, it's a big problem for me. So I think he's crying too much, because the first thing first is Obi coming? That's the question we should ask. Has Obi accepted to come? If Obi has accepted, this one is not tears now. We'll see him crying crocodile tears. The next thing they will start doing is PDP is not supposed to be for Obi. If you have left Obi, if you have left PDP, you are not supposed to come back. But we know politicians. Obi is also a politician, so we shouldn't be surprised that he's going back. The only thing we should be surprised at is, will he take the ticket? Will he be given the ticket in PDP? Because of course we know so many interests in that PDP, and that is where PDP needs to sit down. When they do their convention, they should really sit down and think about it. The major problem PDP used to have was Atiku, and Atiku had pitched tent with ADC, and Atiku today is telling you that he is sure that is the one that will get the ADC ticket. So who is left? So they need to sit back and relax and check themselves and ask themselves the simple truth. Do we want to get it right? Do we want to bring PDP as that main opposition party? Do we want PDP to stand? Then if the only person you believe can take PDP to that place is Obi, the dilly-dally between Jonathan, Obi, even though Jonathan hasn't come out to say, I want to, then if they are wooing Obi, then it's...
Okay, the permutations for the ticket of PDP. 5 people that are put on the board. Let's try and x-ray them and see who can get it more. Number 1, Goodluck Jonathan. Number 2, Peter Obi. Number 3, Shey Makinde. Number 4, Nyesom Wike. Number 5, Ohambua, the entrepreneur. These 5 people, let's x-ray them. Give me an analysis of what you think can be more viable, because as it is right now, the Wike hasn't said anything about his former principal, who is Goodluck Jonathan. Neither has he said anything about Makinde, right? The only person he has focused on and is talking about right now is Peter Obi. Why is he scared? Let's look at the history of these 5 people.
Very well. You see, just like you tabulated them in your list, that's the way they are. Goodluck Jonathan seems to be more acceptable, in the fact that he is a one-tenor man constitutionally. But again, he also has the leprosy, because the constitution is not very clear. The constitution said you can only be sworn in twice. The question that will arise will be that he has been sworn in twice. But was it sworn in twice as a result of election, or as a continuation of unspent tenure? That would be a leprosy on him. But with all education, because you can't take the North away from 2027 election. There's choice. Their first choice would be Jonathan. But if Jonathan, like you said, Wike has not said anything about Jonathan. If Jonathan becomes the presidential candidate of PDP, the city government and Wike will have something to hold him down. So that is why you have not seen much of Wike against
Jonathan. Yeah.
Because they felt they have something against him. And again, aside that, they also have the belief that they can prevail on his wife, because the wife has been speaking in recent time that the wife can make sure Jonathan will separate PDP. He will not, as way to the pressure for him to come back in 2027. These 2 things is what they are considering. So, Goodluck Jonathan is not a problem. But if Jonathan some more courage, is bold enough to contest, and they give him the ticket, it will also be a problem to them, because all those things cannot stand. And Jonathan is well accepted in this country. That is one. They're coming to Peter Obi, whom everybody knows is the daddy of the people. Obi will not spend his one dime for election if he's choosing 2027. The Obidient Movement, home and abroad, will bring everything out to ensure that Obi succeed. And they are already fighting for electoral reform, because once beaten twice, and they already know the mistake they made in 2023, and they are working ahead of that mistake to ensure that vote is transmitted from the voting point to the central,
to RF.
So that is being worked upon. So the only problem, actually, because when you mentioned Makinde, I think it was you that said it, or Alaji, what has happened? Makinde was among the G5, who said they are supporting a certain candidate who worked assiduously against their own party, PDP, to produce Ahmed Bola Tinubu as the president. And Makinde was rewarded by giving back his is the only state that is the PDP as at that time to return as a governor to complete the second term. What has changed? What the Tinubu he supported the 2020, what has he not done that make it to change? Because it's not like Erufai has come out to criticize Tinubu, who has said who has apologized to Nigeria that look, I said Tinubu he was fit for the job, but I've realized 2 years down the line he's no longer fit. That's what Erufai had done. Makinde has not done that. So what it means that Makinde will just be to cover that hope so that nobody goes there, so that PDP will be dead on that level. So that is Makinde for you. When you talk about Ohambowa, what is his PDP apart from the fact that he's an entrepreneur? Nobody knows him politically. So again, it's another way of silencing PDP for not being there. Of course, Wike had told you that he supported President Bola Tinubu, and anybody who is against Tinubu, he will die with the person. So Wike is not even in the contest. If he collects the ticket, what it means that he's just holding is a placeholder for Tinubu. What it means that PDP and APC will be fusioning Tinubu as the presidential candidate.
Okay, all right. In rounding up, Alaji, one of the other stumbling blocks that we may have is when they go to primaries. And in primaries, we have delegates coming. And in that primaries is who spent the money, which we know that Obi may not want to bribe his way through. Of course, you spend money in the elections, but in giving a delegate that kind of stupid amount of money, lodge them in hotel, treat them as if they are next to God or they are God themselves. Obi will not do that. But if Makinde is playing to their gallery and seeing it in Oyo and brings out money, Wike brings out money, and every other person that is associated with wanting the president to come back brings out money, Obi will not be a factor.
Okay, so we saw it play out during the PDP convention.
Yes.
With all the money Wike gave out, allegedly. What happened? He still lost to Atiku at the primary. Tambuwa stepped down. Of course, that's where the pain Wike is feeling now. That's where it started from. Because all the money he spent, this one was spending $1, this one $1. Like you said, the highest bidder. So for me, I feel what will work for Obi is just that loyalty, the belief in the person. Now, if you talk about money, Wike has all the money as it stands now. Yes, he has all the money. Makinde has all the money. Jonathan would not want to spend. Obi will not spend. So if it will, the only thing that will help Obi is loyalty. But if it happens that even with the loyalty, he gets betrayed, then I think Obi is also a smart man. If you look at him very well, you know he's a smart man. He has checked all the indices, looking at all the parameters. What if?
What if not?
Well, I'm not holding brief for him, but I can tell you for a fact that he's prepared. He has done all that political permutation and he knows for a start that this might go this way, it might end up this way. So whatever happens, our own here is we're not proposing for anybody, we're not pushing for anybody. What we want is a better Nigeria. And we pray that we'll get to the point where we all sit back and smile and said Nigeria had gotten it right.
In addition to what you have said.
30 seconds.
Yes, in addition, because when you said Ibadan, I want to enlighten the public. Now what is happening in Ibadan is to elect the party's official. And what will make the PDP stand fair is to elect the right persons to lead the party. If the party can elect somebody who has integrity and character as their national chairman and all other party national executive, whether you bring money or not, it will not help. Because when you talk about, delegates, fine, delegate is not a bad idea, even in the United States. It is the way it's played there because the head is corrupt. Somebody will just submit a list of delegates. So if they elect the right persons to lead the party, it will water down. Picking the delegates will also follow the same
rules.
Channel. And then they will come and pick the right person to flag their flag.
And you know, Nigerian delegates, this is where they make money.
Exactly. It's once in 4 years.
Yes.
All right. We couldn't have said it better than we have said it today. The first initial right step to take is to make sure, especially the chairman of the party and the secretary of the party, are people that are patriotic, not just only to the party, but to Nigerian. Then they'll begin to fix PDP. PDP as a party has been on the news lately for the right reasons, not just for the wrong reason. We don't see them as an animal that is about a lion that is dying, but now they are roaring in a sort. But we hope that this roaring will keep on flying higher and higher until we get to that place. You know, PDP is the only one that had that structure. Down to the word, from the national to the word, they have that structure to make sure they contest a very beautiful election all over the country. We'll be looking at PDP. Are they the rescuer? After all, maybe it's not a DC or Labour Party. We are here watching, but we pray that it will go right well with Nigeria. We'll be right back.